Okay. So yeah, so what do you think I should improve? I mean, in terms of
Well, I've been trying to go back and look at your history, and I can get an idea of how your timeline has been. And I see that at one point you were doing quite well, and then it started kind of going downhill.
yeah,
But you also have a complicated profile in that let me open this up real quick. You teach three languages.
right.
So if I look at the three profiles here,
Uh-huh.
the numbers tell the story. I mean, obviously, you've been thriving with English, doing okay with Indonesian, but not really. Ooh, grab that.
Yeah,
Was that yours or mine? Click it, click it. Oh, was that me? Oh, that was me. Hold on, let me just grab that real quick. Okay, done.
oh, you got
I don't
one.
know.
Cool.
Um, oh, and I'm sorry. Anytime I see a review, I'm too curious. I have to click up. Don't we live for reviews?
I know.
It's our second class. Tried to. Okay. Not a super exciting review, but not a bad review. So we'll move on.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, so let me focus. So English is where you have been making your living,
Right.
basically. And let me just see if I can tell you who you talk to by looking at your profile, because this is what's important to me when I'm shopping for a teacher, for myself or for my daughter,
Uh-huh.
to see what I see immediately. Now, this line right here is very overused. It's part of a template that AT has started putting out so that when new teachers enroll or
Sure.
sign in, they automatically have a profile.
Mm-hmm.
So the ghost has been exchanged from the camera, but the rest of this is what everybody else and their brothers says. I'll show you down here. As a mentor, my dashboard here is going to look a bit different because I've got other things here that you might not have. And one of the things I have is this. These are teachers that are not on a team.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look, boom, boom, boom. The first three teachers that come up here have that same first line. There's four in a row. There's somebody who changed it. There's five. There's six.
Sure, sure.
Are you getting the picture there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now, if you want that to be on there, that's fine. But this is your prime real estate. This is
Right,
the open of your shop. This is the
right,
first thing that the students see.
right.
So these first three lines, in addition to your picture
Mm-hmm.
and what is your name, and underneath that, that's the prime real estate.
Mm-hmm.
When we go shopping for teachers on the wall, we see these things first.
Mm.
Okay. This is really annoying because this guy's not American. Yeah. I get I think that one of the problems with Amazing Talker right now is
Uh,
that
wait, you say
is
he's native English speaker?
see, that's one of the things I think is happening with Amazing Talker is that they're not vetting their teachers.
Mm.
So here you've got a new teacher. He's got 10 reviews. He's flying the American flag, and I can tell by just listening that he's not native. And his profile, if you click into it and you look at his education and experience,
Uh-huh.
it's obviously a front. This is not a genuine American teacher.
Right.
And I could probably go through the first 10 pages of the wall and point out at least 10 teachers that are getting through and they're stealing our business. And it's really annoying. So I think that's one of the reasons why it's so hard on Amazing Talker right now, because they're not vetting their teachers well. And I don't know what to do about that, except to be aware of it. Okay.
But would you tell your students about these facts when they're shopping for teachers? Like in the trial class, would you tell them to be aware of that?
No, I don't want to be a person who says bad things about others. I'm telling you to be aware of it. Okay. This guy could be a really nice person for all we know.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is that there are many people on here that are misrepresenting themselves.
Mm,
And I've also found out that there's even a some sort of company or some sort of entity out there that
mm,
is creating fake profiles and then selling them to people from a particular country. And I don't want to go into details because that's just
uh-huh.
hearsay. But when I see something like this, I believe it
Hmm.
because I see it too often.
Right.
So, okay, so you've got one big advantage and one disadvantage to your English teaching profile. The big advantage is that you're Taiwanese. The big disadvantage is that you're Taiwanese.
Well, can't change that.
Exactly. But I love that you're representing yourself accurately. Okay. Now, what I don't see here that I want to see here
Uh-huh.
is what I've learned from you
Hmm.
in our classes, our Indonesian classes. Okay, I'm looking at our English. Okay. You'll have to be patient with me. My mouse is not working, and I got a new one that arrived with an exploded battery. So the whole thing was
Oh.
covered with battery acid.
Mm.
Yeah. So I haven't gotten the replacement mouse yet. So I'm going to try to use my tracking pad and not go crazy doing that. Okay. So in your prime real estate, you need to push what you're really good at.
Hmm.
Okay. And then down here, you need to make some interesting looking courses.
Hmm.
So right now, if I were looking for an English teacher, I would really only see that you teach business and conversation. But I don't see anything exciting here that's drawing my attention.
Mm.
So I see that you've got the certification that most people do have here.
Right.
Um, and I think you have more than just 3 years experience, don't you?
Teaching?
Uh-huh.
I think that's probably more, I mean, pretty accurate based on my. I just started studying from last year. Well, on Amazing Talker,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'm on this platform just probably starting about last year.
Okay.
But
Let me
before,
go down here. Okay. So look at your education.
mm,
You have a background that so many people need for English for business
mm,
because who's going to be attractive? Who are you going to want to talk to? You're going to want to talk to engineers, right? You're going to want to talk to Taiwanese people that want to work for global companies in America.
right.
Okay. I can read that from your education, but I don't see that from your profile.
Oh.
And who's going to scroll all this way down and look at that?
Mm.
People are eventually if they're interested in you, but if they don't see it right away,
Mm-hmm.
you went to University of Oregon.
Right.
You went to school in America. So many of the students that come to me for business English
Mm-hmm.
are trying to get into schools in America. Don't
Right.
you think you could help them with that?
Of course.
Okay, so start making a list, things that you're good at that not everybody that's a Taiwanese English teacher can do. You can help people write their essays for their application process. You can tell them what it's like to have an interview with a school. You can tell them what it's like to live in America. How long did you say you lived there? 20, 30 years?
20, about 25.
There you go. I don't know this looking at your profile. And quite honestly, Kevin, I wouldn't have been interested in putting you on the team if you hadn't told me this in our classes, because that's what makes you attractive to English students. And the fact that you can explain things in either language.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're going to excel with the students that are intermediate and up because you can back up and explain a little bit in their native language. Okay. I attract mostly advanced speakers
Mm-hmm.
because they don't need me to speak their language. So you can close that gap in
Mm-hmm.
between. But your English is amazing. Your accent is very clear. So you can help with pronunciation too, can't you?
Right, of course, yes. I mean, I should say in more humble way, okay? So it's not like I'm perfect or anything, but I keep learning. I keep adding myself. I keep adding stuff to things that I don't know. I always do some research. So yeah, that's what I did. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Always when I watch the video or news, I always look up the words. I'll never stop learning. That's the thing.
All right. I don't see any of that here.
Mm.
This profile isn't you.
Ah, I see.
I
Yeah.
don't
So,
see you here. Okay. You've
right.
got the incredible potential to attract students. Now, there are some teachers that grab my attention and sometimes really annoy me. There's this one girl, and she's actually in the top mentors right now.
Oh,
Gotta remember what her name is. Oh, I wish my mouse wasn't so crazy. It's really making it hard for me to navigate. Let me see if I can. I think she's like the number one mentor right now.
wow.
And it drives me crazy because when I look at her videos,
Uh-huh.
her English is not fabulous. Yours is.
Thank you.
So you need to be, well, it's not her. This girl really annoys me because she steals teachers all the time.
You mean still students, right?
She steals teachers. She's stolen teachers from my team before.
Okay.
This guy has done the same thing. He stole somebody that I had worked with for a long time. I don't invite student or teachers until I feel like they're really going to be committed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just sending her an invitation, and um, all I needed to do was I also will have them teach a class with my daughter or with my husband so that I can guarantee their teaching style and that they know what they're doing.
Oh, okay.
And I had a class scheduled for my daughter
Mm.
with this particular girl. And I woke up the next morning to a message saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to cancel your daughter's class because I joined this other guy's team. He's in the same
Mm.
time zone as me, and he said that he'll be better." I'm
Ah,
like, I just spent like I mean, I stayed up all night with this girl reworking her profile and everything. Oh,
Oh
my,
shit.
yeah.
Is she
Anyway,
is she from Taiwan or
hmm?
is she from Taiwan or
No, this was the guy who did it.
oh the guy?
This
Okay.
girl's from Taiwan. She's notorious for stealing teachers too. Um, but anyway, yeah, things are weird here. I've been on here too long. This girl, she just got into the top mentors, and it drives me nuts because first of all, I mean, just look at her profile. She claims to be an outside box mentor. What is that? Are you with me?
Oh my gosh, nobody told her that? Somebody should say something.
Well, she's an outside box mentor. Okay, we're not outside of the box here. We're just an outside box. I don't know what's so good about the outside box. Maybe I want to be
Right.
the indoor box. You know what I mean? It's just, and I'm glad that you got that, right? But
Oh,
look at how much she charges for a class.
wow. Wow, that's so
Yeah,
much. Oh no.
yeah. And she's been
10,000
flipping
for
class.
wow.
Yeah, but look, I mean, even when you look at this flipping class, there's no such thing as a flipping class. Are we teaching gymnastics here? There is such a thing as a flipped classroom,
Right,
right? Or a flipped teaching style.
right, right.
So yeah, so it drives me nuts that sometimes you get people,
Uh,
and again, she's not actually American, or maybe she is now. Maybe she's lived there long enough. But if you watch her videos, they're not impressive.
okay.
Okay. So what what you can do is you can go around and take a look at who these people are that are on top of the wall that are getting all this traffic, and what can we learn from them? What is it about them that students are clicking on? Why does somebody want to pay $70 for her class? And yet she's sold 129, or no, maybe that's only 29. She sold 100 classes last month. She teaches, looks like about 150 classes a month,
Oh.
right?
Hmm.
So, yeah. And she
Amazing.
and she's got a terrible attendance rate. Oh my gosh. My attendance rate dropped to 98% once, and I about cried. I'm
Hmm.
always, I don't know. Sorry, I
So,
didn't mean to, I don't want to talk. I just don't understand why some people do so well and others that are so deserving don't. So we
mhm.
have to figure out what is the secret sauce here? What is it that's attracting them? Is it what she's got for her title? Is it her picture? This is just somebody who's on a roll, who's continuing on her roll. Um, there's another girl that I follow. Her name is Billy because she teaches group classes and I couldn't figure out why she can charge so much.
Oh.
But when I've gone to her classes,
Mhm.
she's just kind of a facilitator. She doesn't make corrections. She doesn't seem to do anything special. She just has a lot of Netflix classes that
Mm.
she offers, and people really dig dropping in on her classes. And I've taken her classes before because I just, again, what has she got that I don't? I'm always looking to see what people are attracted to.
Right. Mm.
Um,
Mm. I see.
Now, if we go back again
Outside box mentor.
to these top performers here, Um, this is somebody who's been around since the start, who's
Mm-hmm.
done well since the start.
Join.
So, are you starting to see something similar with these people that are successful? They are all US graduates or UK graduates.
Mm-hmm.
That should be high on your list of things to promote is your education and the time spent living in America,
Right.
because that can really attract
But she has
people.
14 plus years experience, which is pretty awesome. I mean, on is it on Amazing Talker or on other platform too?
Possibly on other platforms too, because Amazing Talker's only been here since 2017, I think.
Just very recent, yeah, right.
Yeah. I joined in 2019 and I was still in when it was in its infancy.
Mm,
So, your strength is going to be your business background.
yeah.
You're teaching business English, but most of what I teach as a business English teacher is the vocabulary used in business. And I talk to people about what's going on in the world.
All right.
And I introduce them to articles online
Mm-hmm.
that use very American phrasing
Mm-hmm.
and help them get through those articles. There's a simple, super simple article about a website that in the first like three paragraphs, um, even in this first paragraph, money left ripe for the plucking does you no good if you never notice it's there. It may not grow on trees, but if you're neglecting credit card cashback rewards, you may as well be letting money rot on the vine.
Mm,
Okay. When something's ripe for the picking, money doesn't grow on trees, letting money rot on the vine. Then down here, it talks about leaving money on the table.
right.
Are those all phrases or expressions that you've heard when you were living in America?
Leaving money on the table, yes, I did.
Yeah.
But
If something's
the first paragraph, probably not. This is probably the first time I've heard of it.
okay, but
Uh,
you've heard money doesn't grow on trees,
right, this
right?
one I did, yes.
Yeah. Okay. If you let something rot on the vine, it means you let something go to waste.
Oh,
So they've taken that expression to let something rot on the vine.
mm,
And when something is ripe for the picking, these don't have to all be money related. I mean, growing on trees and leaving it on the table are two money expressions, but they've taken these other expressions. So a non-native speaker might read this article and not know what the heck is going on,
all right.
right? And so that's where I can step in and say, okay, you work in finance. Let's look at these phrases that we have that they're using casually
Mm-hmm.
and tell me what you think they mean. Okay. You can go into your engineering world, the computer world,
Right.
and find articles that are out there to discuss with your students and lead them into what's going on in the corporate world as you've experienced it. What are people really doing in meetings, right? So, university applicants and business students,
I see.
my gosh, they're out there. They're ripe for the picking, but you're not putting the right tree out there for them to look at.
Exactly. Well, I mean, well, first of all, I found out that a lot of students, Taiwanese students, they, their pronunciation is, they do have a lot of space to grow for their pronunciation skills.
Mhm.
So I will normally start with with teaching them vocab, and also I will also add some grammar. Okay, so that's what I'm doing, but not many with the this type of advanced, more advanced or uh higher end vocabulary, because they don't even understand the basics. How could I tell them those things, right?
Okay. So maybe you're fishing for the
Pond,
wrong students,
right?
right? Okay. So your strengths, you're educated in America, okay, as well as Taiwan. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'm just going to turn off the
Hmm.
Now I feel like I've just made Taiwan less because it's not in caps. Hold on. Okay. So you're maybe I'll just stay in caps. I'll just keep screaming at you. All right. So you've got to put that education up there because it's attractive. All
Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, now the business background, you have to think of who is looking for you.
I would say sales associative.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know how to negotiate with complete strangers. I mean, I know how to knock on doors. Okay, that's what I did before.
Yeah.
I did a lot of cold calls every day.
All right. So
Right.
these are skills that people may have or may not have. They may have the potential,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe they're not confident in English. Okay. I just went and did a workshop yesterday
Mm-hmm.
for it was like a health practice or whatever. I don't know what you would call it, but I have wanted to go to this training course for about 10 years. I couldn't afford it when I was in America. Saw that it came here to Indonesia
Mm-hmm.
and sent my husband to the training thinking that he could then bring home that knowledge and share with me. And you can't. You really need to do it yourself. So my husband's been doing this for like 3 years and I've been getting jealous.
Yeah.
So the course came
Uh-huh.
through again, and I told him, I said, I really want to do this training.
Uh-huh.
Can you ask the coordinator if I can do it with my limited Indonesian? And the guy said, yeah, bring your wife, come too. You can sit next to her. I'll just let you go in for free because the workshop runs like every 3 months when he comes to this island.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want to take the class again, you pay a much like super reduced rate, like 10%.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, my husband's like, woohoo, I can do the retraining for free. Yeah. And you get you an early bird discount. So
Right.
anyway, so I took that training and it was all in Indonesian. And
Mm.
I had my husband there with me to translate for me. And he ended up being useless. Yeah.
So what was the training called again? Could you repeat that?
It's called TRE. It's called a trauma release exercise.
Oh.
And it's a way of triggering our body's natural response to stress and how our body can release that stress. And so I took the training 3 months ago, but then I kind of lost confidence that I was doing this practice correctly. So when the training came back, I took it again. And yesterday I went by myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was really excited because I got to do it by myself and I actually survived the training and functioned in Indonesian and pretty much followed along about 70%.
Oh,
Okay. Um,
did you record the whole class? The content? I mean uh
No, I mean, I know enough. I know enough about the method and the whole the how and everything now. It's
Mm.
just that people were telling their individual stories, and I wish that
Oh,
I could have benefit a little bit more from that because I
right,
was
right.
missing things here and there. So, but that's okay because I got a lot more out of it this time than I did the first time. But anyway, the thing is that you've got to figure out who is looking for you and how can you attract those students. All right. You lived in America. You can you can attract students that are in the United States right now too. I've got some people that are living in the United States and they want to talk to me because, their kids are doing this or their kids are doing that and they don't understand what's going on with shopping or whatever. I mean, you've
American?
got to no, Taiwanese or
Oh,
Hong Kongers that live in the United States.
mm-hmm.
Because you know how overwhelming that is,
Right, right.
right? So, the thing is that why do people want to talk to Kevin? What is it that's different about Kevin from these other people that and who do you want to talk to? Who do you enjoy talking with? What do you enjoy talking about? That's what you need to make your profile
Mm,
look like. Okay, for me, I love sales too.
mm-hmm.
Okay, and feel free, you can copy or adjust or adapt my profile to yours if you want. I try to keep my profile, oops, I try to keep my profile pretty clean because I don't like it when people have 800 different emojis. So I try to keep things pretty
Yeah, I know.
straightforward.
Right, right, right. I love the emojis from the previous my mentor. So she's from China.
They're a good thing, but I think you have to use them wisely.
Mm,
Okay.
let's see.
The my thing that's different is that I'm a skydiver, or I used to be. So
Mm,
that's kind of like my weird thing that sets me apart. Um, so that's why I use these little parachute emojis.
right,
Okay.
right.
This is my number one thing. Okay. So this is my weird thing.
No, no, it's not. It's your out of the box thing.
There we go. Outbox. Um, outside box, that's what it was.
Okay, okay.
So my inside box is the vocabulary. Okay. I like sharing vocabulary and I want people to communicate confidently. I want them to be able to be themselves in their second language. Okay. I try to think, what is it that I struggle with in Indonesia?
Mm,
What did you struggle with when you arrived in America? Okay. And who
mhm.
could have helped you? All right. So in mine, I have gone against what's normal now because I have a little informative paragraph. But on the wall, people only see this much.
Right. They don't have too
Okay.
right. They don't have too much time to read all the paragraph, right?
Right. And the ones who do are probably more in the advanced category, and those are the ones I want. So I'm writing to the people I want to attract.
Right.
Now, my business English starts out highlighting vocabulary because that's what I excel at. I love finding new words,
Mm,
interesting words,
mm-hmm.
what can be completely normal words to me and introducing them. So this is my strength. All right. My second thing that I love is sales. Okay. So very concisely,
Mm-hmm.
here's what you need to do in sales. Okay.
Right, right. Yeah, that's
I
not
don't l- I don't love doing meetings and presentations, but I do love it when a student brings their PowerPoint to class and
mhm.
presents it to me because whew, boy, can I ever help with that, right? You get those
Right.
outside box phrases
Yeah, right, exactly.
and prepositions where they're killing it. And all I have to do is give them more vocabulary to express trends
Right.
and you know, it's those are easy classes. I don't have to prepare anything. All I have to do is critique them and improve their presentation and
Mhm.
make corrections on the screen for them.
Right, right.
Okay. Um,
Uh,
I don't love this either, but I do this too.
interviewing. Interviewing. I did a
Hmm.
lot of interview before. I mean, personally. So I have first-hand experience.
There you go.
So yeah, definitely I can help someone who is maybe facing tough interviewers or something that they don't know what to say. I can share with you if you wanna if you're interested. So if you go to LinkedIn,
Hmm.
right? Go to LinkedIn and there's a uh interview preppers. So there's a job section, right?
Hmm.
There's a job section and where you can go there and click on the interview preparation. Okay. Yeah, that's the one. And then it will list around 26 problems. Okay.
Oh, really?
Right. So what you do is you just tell them, hey, I'm not gonna ask you to memorize these 26 questions because nobody will have time to ask those questions to you, right?
Right.
Because you just need to memorize the first 10 maybe. Okay. So the first 10, if you notice, is actually pretty
Basic.
important one. Yeah, basic and quite important. Tell me about yourself. What's your biggest strength, greatest strength, what is your greatest weakness. Yeah, those are the things that I use when I have the students who want to or preparing for an interview, especially with the foreign company.
Right.
Yeah. So maybe I can add you later to your LinkedIn. Is your name
Oh gosh, yeah, it's in here, but I don't have anything on my LinkedIn, so I'm not an impressive person to add.
No. Well, you
Feel
did
free to link, but it's not a feather in your cap.
okay.
So, okay, so what I'm saying though is you need to kind of look through other people's profiles for ideas, okay?
Right.
Business socializing. So when you look at my profile, pretty easy to see that I don't teach kids. Pretty easy
Sure.
to see that I'm not going to be talking to you about trends in fashion.